Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our one-shots. You've made it out of the Goblin Cave. You can take a rest out here. The Goblin Guards will guard you while you take a rest to make sure that no other goblins come along and cause problems. How long are you chilling? I can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted. Well, Nixie is he's not looking very good. So maybe if we could get him to like half health or something.
Okay. Yeah, so you can rest for a while. It'll be a couple hours of sitting and resting, and Nixie is slowly kind of recovering a little bit as that goes on. Let me take a look at how fast Nixie can recover. We can give him hit dice based on his hit dice. 2d8. Oh, wow. No, you know what? It takes like an hour and a half, and Nixie gets his crap together and feels
Okay.
much better. He's no longer bound. He's no longer badly wounded. He's at full HP and not that big.
All right, I'm gonna order the goblins to take us to the cave near the pool where the dwarves are waiting.
Or we should expend some hit dice for you too, because you're wounded.
Oh yeah.
Damn. So spend some of them hit dice.
All right. Do I just click it?
Yep.
It says I have 0.
You should. We've had a long rest since then. You should have 3.
Okay. 1.
Oh.
11, 14. Okay.
That bring you up?
Yeah, that's plenty. So I'm full health now.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
So the two of you and a couple of goblins carrying armloads of treasure set off in the middle of the night for... Where are you heading again?
To the cave near the pool where we left the dwarves.
Right. Do you want to go to the cave or to the pool?
We want to go to the. Wow, we gotta go to the. We'll go to the cave where we are all camped, since we can go figure out Nana later.
Okay.
We'll find her later.
Excellent. You guys make your way across the plains at night. It's pretty chilly out here. The winds are whipping through the tall grasses even at night. And you can hear the distant howls of wolves and other scary beasts that live out here. You know these plains are home to lions and some weird, like, not quite centaur, like Wemmix, half lion, half human sort of hybrid, like you would a centaur, but with lions instead. This plain is not really the most gentle place, especially for armloads of treasures being carried by goblins, but you can make it through the night to find the entrance of the cave.
Okay. Ooh. Is my party still there?
Yeah. You go around to the top of the section of the cave, and sure enough, there's your little camp. You even see Nana. She's got all of the other guys awake. They're all kind of standing around one little tiny fire, whispering to themselves about, like, what do we do? Well, we should give her some time. Maybe she's still... Or the goblin didn't come up. Maybe it leads somewhere. I don't know. And they're just kind of having a conversation about what possibly could have happened to you.
Okay.
You see them first since they're, like, backlit by a fire while you guys are just walking in the starlight.
We're just going to approach.
All right. You enter the campfire, or the range of the campfire, and they all tilt their heads, and Beatrix runs over and gives you a bit of an embrace and steps back and says, "What happened? You disappeared."
We found Fang and we took care of him. The goblins have vowed never to attack us again.
There are some nods and some surprises, and then they see the goblins following behind you, carrying the buttloads of treasure. And some of the dwarves draw their weapons at this.
Don't mind these ones. They're just hauling our goods back to us.
There's some nods.
And the
Okay.
dwarves help carry the treasure. They can have some later.
They will help carry the treasure.
Okay.
What do you do with the goblins once they dump the treasure in the pile?
I don't need them anymore. I release the goblins. I tell them, you can return, but remember, should you choose to come after either the orcs or the dwarves, I will come for you.
No orc, no dwarf. We got it. We good. Long time friends. Bye bye.
Yay!
And they flee into the night.
Excellent.
Yeah. Now you're here.
All right. Well, then I suppose we can part ways with the dwarves. We don't. They can head back to their place. We can head back to our raised village.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with the raised village? No, there's nothing left.
Well, I gotta wait for my cats to come home, so I gotta go over there and pitch a tent maybe, just hang out for a while. Hope my cats come back, and then try to start a new life somewhere. Maybe one of the other orcs knows about another orc village where we could go live instead.
Okay. Yeah. And all that treasure, are you dividing it between you and the dwarves and taking what you can carry, or are you gonna have them help carry it somewhere, or what's the deal?
Yeah, we'll divide it up. Just, they can take what they can carry. We'll take what we carry. We're gonna be. I'm definitely gonna take the tapestry because that was Bertha's. She'll probably want that back.
Yeah. All right. So you get the tapestry under one arm. You got the dagger. You got that one misty potion and that potion of clairvoyance and a bunch of other wealth on you. And you guys head back to your camp, your home. It'll take you the rest of the night and some way into the morning to get there, but eventually you make it there. A few hours after the sun comes up. Find yourself in camp.
Do I see the other orcs around?
Not at first. It takes a little while of you walking around before they come out of hiding and approach you.
I let them know. Fang took control of the goblins, but I have slain him. We shouldn't fear any goblin attack any longer.
They nod in agreement.
I hand the tapestry and the dagger to Bertha.
She looks up at you and
I tell her, I found these in the goblin camp.
And Bertha?
Well, we found him too. It's not good. He's dead. But you can have Nixie if that makes you happy. I don't need this guy.
She looks to Nixie. I can have him? And Nixie looks back at you like, what did you just sign me up for? Right. Bertha takes Nixie and they walk off into the woods. And you're left with Beatrix, who came with you, and Greta. Yeah, you've got Beatrix and Greta with you now. They say that they have found no other survivors from your group. And you want to do? We've got a lot of money.
What happened to Tusk? Is he around?
Yes. I'm sorry, I forgot about Tusk. Yes, you have got Beatrix, Greta, and Tusk.
Okay. I'd like to show them the swirly potion and ask if either of them could read it.
Greta can. She says it's a potion of gaseous form.
Oh, neat.
Which will sort of turn you into a mist. And you can kind of fly slowly like fog, slower than you could actually walk. But non-magical weapons can't even hurt you. And you can move like fog, so you can pass through bars or any sort of narrow areas.
Well, do either of them know about any nearby orc villages?
Yes. Greta tells you that occasionally there will be an orc that comes from across the sea. There's an island to the north, and in the forest, just on the other side, are a few various groups of orcs. None of them live on the coast because it's a human-dominated island, and the humans and the orcs really don't get along. So it's kind of scattered throughout the woods are various orcish encampments.
Do they know if they're friendly tribes, clans, groups, whatever they're called?
To you guys, yeah.
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 Okay. All right. Do we have any boats left?
You got that little dinghy that Fang had, but you wouldn't trust that to take you, 10 miles across the open waters.
And the dwarven boats are too small.
Right.
Um, we need some boats. Are there any other nearby villages we could go and buy a boat or buy a ride? What's this Weatherlight?
Weatherlight is a fully settled town on the bay. That would definitely have boats for you. You as a half-orc could probably get in without without too many problems, but your full orc relatives and friends would have some serious issues entering that town.
Sure. Okay. Then I would like to camp for the night, and then we'll set out tomorrow for Weatherlight.
Okay.
Oh, wait, my cats. I don't know what to do about my cats. Are any of them around?
Yeah. Sure enough, they are around. Ginger, as well as the others, are gathered kind of near your burned out house, and you can count out there are at least 12 cats here.
Okay.
You start with 18, so the other 6 could be alive, could be dead, who knows, but you at least have 12.
Okay. Then we're going to camp and hopefully they'll just follow us because I'm not going to try and carry 16 boxes of cats. 12, 11. I can't carry that many.
A lot of cats. Okay. You guys settle down for the day and night, getting a well-deserved long rest. Day passes. You're feeling better. Everyone's at full HP or as close to it as they can get. Tusk's wounds have been patched up fairly well, and he can walk now. Bertha and Nixie have returned from their forest walks and seem to actually be quite amicable now. Nixie is in the middle of telling some story about this time that he was trying to catch one rabbit with another rabbit and ended up catching 3 snakes instead of either rabbit, and it's very convoluted and you don't really follow it, but he seems very excited by the story. And Bertha is nodding along. Yes, that sounds wonderful.
All right. I tell them to gather their belongings. It's time to go.
Okay. They pack up what few things they have left and ask where their fearless leader will take them.
We are heading for Weatherlight in search of a ship across the sea to another orc village.
Sounds great.
All right, we take our things and head out. I try to persuade my cats to follow, and if they don't, then I hope that they find better lives.
All right. It is going to be like a 2-day journey to Weatherlight.
Okay.
You can get about that far on the first day, venturing across the open plain. And you notice how when it gets a little bit closer to Weatherlight, the terrain gets a little bit lighter. That's because you are encroaching on the desert sands area. These sands over here, it's called the Hourglass Desert, are home to I want to say a brass dragon. Who's usually pretty chill and doesn't get involved in too many things. He loves hanging out. He loves sunbathing, and so he's used his heat breath to melt the sands to kind of form like reflective glass in various places, and then like positions himself so that the sunlight will bounce off the glass and hit him, so he can like sit and toast and get really, really warm in the desert sands.
Super tan.
Mm-hmm. But that also means that the area is filled with like bits of broken glass because, when a dragon lands on glass, it kind of shatters around him. And then he melts some more sand into glass and then sits here. And so the area has little pockets of shattered glass and other pockets of just like perfectly smooth glass across the sands everywhere. It is a not too dangerous of a place unless you run into the dragon. But that is what you should know about your approach to Weatherlight.
Do orcs wear shoes?
Yes.
Okay. We should be reasonably okay. But my
Yeah.
cats might not be.
Yeah. It
Are they
doesn't.
gonna pick around it?
It looks like Ginger is, happens to be heading in the same direction as you. Ginger's not following you, but like Ginger was gonna go this way anyway, and here you happen to be. But like, whatever. I don't care.
All right, then we will slow down as we approach Weatherlight so that we don't come to any harm on the glass of the desert.
Let's check my notes here. Do 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 do. That is the wrong note. Ooh. Okay. Wonderful. And let's roll for our encounters. Nope. There is no running into the dragon today. Must be somewhere else hanging out. The 5, 6 of you, the orcs and one cat make it to Weatherlight by the end of that day. You wrap around the bay, the cool breeze blowing off the sea is nice after walking through that highly reflective sandy desert. And you find yourself entering the farmlands around southern Weatherlight.
Is there anywhere that the band could wait concealed while I try to make contact?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a forest all the way around the bay. They could hang out in the woods somewhere.
All right, I'd like to have them all hang back so
Sure.
the humans don't react negatively.
Would you like to set a specific location or just like somewhere near the bay?
Um, I suppose let's have them set out toward the tip of the bay, like over here somewhere.
Okay, on the
So we
right
can meet 'em.
side of the
Yeah,
bay.
we'll meet them with the boat.
Okay. Cool. So you head into Weatherlight itself after walking through the farmland. You're a half orc, and people are kind of used to that a little bit. So they might give you a funny look here or there. Half orcs tend to be a little bit dangerous. You're really strong and not always civilized, as they would call it. But you can walk right on into Weatherlight proper. It is a small, gentle coastal town with a really big harbor. There's no walls. There's a few city guardsmen. But generally, everyone in Weatherlight's kind of just having a good time hanging out down by the sea. Like gulls and people flying kites, and you can smell something delicious roasting on a stick somewhere. Kids running in the streets. It's a pleasant little place.
Do you think they'd let us live here? I try to find the bay so that I could locate someone with a boat.
Yeah, you make your way down to the docks. There's a bunch of folks there, bunch of boats. Some of them are fishing boats, some of them are passenger boats, some of them are war boats, some of them are merchant boats, all sorts of things. It's a pretty good port.
I find a boat that looks like it would fit us, but isn't too large, so I don't have to pay too much of my money.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
approach the captain of the ship.
The captain of the ship is a man who gives you a nod as you approach and says, "Greetings, traveler. What can I do for you?"
I'm looking for a vessel to ferry myself and my clansmen across the sea.
Well, my name is Captain Jordan, and this here is the Fernleaf.
The
Yeah.
Fernleaf.
It's a sturdy boat, light as a leaf, beautiful as a fern. The name makes
All right.
sense. Don't question it, please.
What was his name again?
Captain Jordan.
Captain Jordan. I have 4 of my brethren with me. We need to make our way across the sea to one of the other orc villages. Would you be able to ferry us across?
Can do. Yep, sure. Want to leave tomorrow morning? It's getting a little late right now.
Tomorrow is fine. Would there be a place where orcs might be welcome in this town?
Full-blooded orcs?
Full-blooded.
Well, I mean, I don't personally care. But, you know, there's a war going on down to the south, and people around here are a mite bit testy. I think they might want to, you know... They might ask your clansmen to sleep in a jail.
Well, at least it's indoors.
You got a good spirit about you. There is a tavern in town where I'm sure you could stay. And I know of there's an abandoned village on the other side of the bay that your friends and family could probably stay in.
That sounds fine. Would you meet us there tomorrow morning, first light?
Sure. And he gives you instructions towards the abandoned village.
Cool. I'm going to head toward the... Wait, first, do I need any supplies for going across the ocean?
No. It'll be a single day journey. Unless something terrible happens, you should be able to make it no problem.
Okay. I should probably stock up just in case something terrible happens.
Sure, that's fine. What do you want to stock up on?
Let's get some potions. Do they have potions?
They do not. Healing potions are a rare commodity in this world. Yeah, they're really hard to come across.
Band-aids or something?
They're basic bandages that'll help to stop bleeding, but they won't heal any HP. Your real method for healing HP is just resting with time.
Seems very backward, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll just stock up on some food and head over to the other village.
All right. I will deduct some cash for food supplies and that sort of thing.
And the boat.
Oh, right. Yeah, you can pay him tomorrow. You meet up with the rest of your tribe, and you go head to the abandoned village, where you can all just take it easy. It's indoors, mostly. Some of the buildings are a little bit destroyed, but whatever. Comfortable enough for you guys to rest one night. And the next morning, you see a ship pulling right up, the Fern Leaf.
All right, we're gonna go board that ship.
Captain Jordan.
Jordan.
Alrighty. Y'all hop on in and set out. Stop the.
I miss Weatherlight already.
Mm-hmm. You take to the sea and make your way. I'm just gonna get rid of this one. And make your way towards what is known as Gade Isle. Captain Jordan asks you where you would like to be let off.
In the Blumwood, please. But I didn't say please. Sorry.
All right. Takes you this way. Comes over here. You see a small fleet of ships bearing the flags of some far-off kingdom that you're unfamiliar with that pass you in this canal. But they leave you guys in peace. And shortly, find yourself pulling up onto the beach near the Blumwood. Captain Jordan unloads you guys and your gear, takes his 2 gold in payment, brings you to 47 gold.
And all those platinum ones.
And the 5 platinum, yeah. And all the other loot that you've picked up. And says, is there anything else you need? Because, you know, once I set off, there ain't no calling me back.
Yes. Whose ships were those that passed us?
They looked like the ships from Mistria, a kingdom to the west. Don't know what the hell they're doing here, though. Ain't their territory.
Interesting. That will be all, Captain Jordan. Thank you for your service.
Happy to oblige. If you ever need a lift somewhere, swing on by.
and I'm going to ask my orc friends if they know about where there might be a village near here.
Yeah. Greta says that she knows that there are a few villages scattered out through the Blumwood, but she doesn't know where any of them really are, except for one at the far north end. It was described as far north as you can go in the Blumwood without making it into the open plain. Almost adjacent to Gator Beach. So.
All right. Well, I think our only option is to head in that direction.
Okay. You guys set out through the forest. It'll take you, since this was already 38 miles or so to get here, you'll probably have to spend the night camping in the forest.
Okay.
Then set out the next day to make it the rest of the way there. This is a new forest for you guys. I don't think any of you have ever been here before. How do you feel? Are you at ease in the forest, or is this like creepy and weird to you?
Well, I'm all right because I hang out in the forest when I hunt for my cat food. I don't know about the others though.
The others are taking their signals from you. You are very clearly the new leader of your clan. Does your clan have a name, or your tribe, or your pack, or whatever?
I don't know. Yeah. The I'm sure it does. I can't remember it at the moment, but I'm sure they make me live in a shack, man. I don't know.
All right. You make it partway through the forest before night falls. And this forest is way more active at night than the one that you're used to. There are birds kind of moving around and squawking. You can definitely hear loads of bats, and things are just moving through the brush all night long. It's a little bit eerie for the rest of your campmates who don't get much sleep, if any. You're adjusted, though. You can rest up well if you need. 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of you. Let me just. This will make sense. You've got Tusk, Greta, Beatrix, Bertha, Nixie, and yourself. Wonderful.
And Ginger?
Oh, and yes, plus, I mean, you know.
Some cats.
Yeah, can you really say Ginger's with you? Just happens to be camping.
Sure.
You're warm. I guess I'll sleep next to you, whatever.
So we're gonna take turns keeping watch throughout the night.
Excellent. Which watch would you like to take?
I can take first watch.
Wonderful. Let's see if anything happens, and if it does, when. Nope, it's a peaceful night. Nothing goes on. You wake up the next morning in the woods. A little not worse for wear at all. It's just a chill forest right now.
Let's keep heading north.
North you go. Can I get a nature check for you as you're hiking through these woods?
Nature. 11.
11. All right. That beat their check? No. So as you're walking forward, you enter into a little bit of a glade where there's a small camp set up. It looks like there's some posts that have been built to kind of like stretch animal hides on. And there are 2 human hunters standing nearby. It looks like they saw you coming. So they're standing up. One of them has a big skinning knife in one hand, and the other has a bow and arrow, kind of an arrow notched but not drawn in the bow, and they're both looking in your direction warily.
I stop walking, and I tell them, I tell them, I am Neega. My brethren and I are in search of the orc village. Would you know where it is?
They exchange looks, and the one with the bow nods and points northward.
Would you allow us to pass without conflict?
You don't start nothing, I won't start nothing.
Then you shall see the backs of us. And we walk through the camp.
All right. They don't do anything, and you guys make it on through, no problem. Do you give me a perception check to see if you can find the orc camp easily?
10.
10 is a pass. You barely find it. In fact, you're about to give up hope when the sun is going down, when you see like a light flicker on in the woods somewhere, and it draws you to what is a small cook fire in the middle of town. It's just a very small fire, and you notice the buildings are placed in such to prevent the light shining out too far, to block most of the avenues. There are what looks to be 10 wood and mud huts in this little small village. The orcs seem very surprised to see you walking on in.
I go to the closest and ask, where would I find your leader?
The orc points to two orcs over, which is a middle-aged guy, middle-aged orc. He's got a broken tusk and some kind of like tattered, what probably used to be like silk clothes, but is now like dirty and ripped to shreds. And this leader steps forward and goes, I am Bash.
Bash, I am Neega. My brethren and I come from across the sea. Our village was razed by goblins, and we seek a new place to live. Would you have space for us?
We do not know you. It's difficult to trust someone we have never met before. How do we know that you are trustworthy?
Well, wouldn't you trust your brother, your sister? We come to you out of need. You want to turn us away? We could lend something to this village perhaps you have been missing. We could bring warriors, battle sense, platinum.
Platinum? That might work. He takes a look at the rest of your group. Tux and Nixie are decent warriors. Bertha is a hell of a badass warrior, but she's like really old now. Let's see. Beatrix. Who's Beatrix? Bretta's the innkeeper. Beatrix. Was Beatrix the one that came with you? Yeah, no. So Beatrix,
Yeah.
Tusky, and Nixie are warriors. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you would be bringing 3 warriors to the group, plus yourself. He gives a nod, takes a look over you guys. Well, we could do with some of you, but first, if you wish to join us, you must prove your worth to us.
All right, show them the platinum.
Not that sort of worth. We must know if you are true warriors or simple people brandishing weapons.
Give me your best, and they will be defeated.
No. I have a different plan in mind. You say your village has been raised by goblins. We have been struggling with incursions of these lizard folk that live to the northwest, near Gator Beach. They have, slipping into the woods at night, stealing supplies, damaging things, killing livestock, taking what they can and leaving us with nothing. We've never been able to mount a counteroffensive because the place is called Gator Beach, man. I ain't going in there. It's terrifying.
How many of them are there?
A dozen, maybe?
And how many warriors do you have?
But 5.
Oh, excellent.
We need you not to destroy them all. Only show me that you are a true warrior and bring me one of their tails. You can do that. I believe we can live in peace.
Oh, I can. Can I take my friends with me?
For every companion you bring, you must bring back another tail.
I take only Nixie.
Okay. All right. So you're going to take Nixie with you. You'll have to bring back 2 lizard folk tails.
Okay.
Okay. Rest here tonight. In the morning, you can set off, but please sit, rest, drink, relax, take it easy.
Cool. Can we go hang out with the orcs and see what they're talking about today?
Yeah. Well, they're talking about you guys. Who are all these new orcs that came in? Hey, what's your clan name? Says one of the younger ones. We're the Frostclaw clan. What are you guys called?
The the plains orcs.
Plain orcs. I see. Okay.
Because we're from the plains.
Yeah, that's a fearsome name.
We don't need a fearsome name with warriors like me.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. So how's the weather down on the other side of the sea?
I grow tired of this small talk and walk up and move away.
Okay.
I decide to turn in for the night. We've got a large task ahead of us tomorrow.
That's big day. Okay. All right. The night draws to a close. You wake up in the morning on the edge of the woods in a comfy little warm house that you're sharing with many other orcs at this point. And I guess it's time for you and Nixie to set out for Gator Beach.
I'm ready. So we're going to look around and see if we can find any of these gator lizard man tracks to follow.
Yeah, let me get my swamp music up.
It's amazing that you have music for a swamp.
I have music for everything. Tabletop Audio is the website that produces all of this music, and they have like an integration with the rolling platform we're using. So it's fantastic. They make
cool.
Really good stuff. Sometimes it doesn't want to play though.
That's not cool.
Maybe it'll start. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it will. All right, you head across the short bit of plain, which is like 3 miles. It's an easy jaunt. You make it there in less than an hour, and you come to the edge of this swamp, and it's almost like a clear-cut edge where you're walking on nice firm ground, and then you step where you think is firm ground, and all of a sudden your foot sinks in like 6 inches, and you get water in your boots, or almost in your boots.
I'd like to skirt around the edge of the swamp so that we don't have to walk in it. If we can find somebody on the outside, we can pick them off.
All right. Why don't you give me a nature check to see how good at skirting around the outside you can be?
Nature. 16.
Ooh. Yeah, that'll do it. There we go. It starts. Perfect. Yeah, so you're skirting along the outsides, trying to stay away from the swamp proper, which is a little bit of a pain because the ground has this really thick cover and some like moss that grows in amongst it and spider webs and stuff, and it can be difficult to tell how close you are to the actual water sometimes. I mean, it looks like it's spotty and pocketed. But after a few hours of trekking, did you want to go northwest or southeast to go around the edge of the swamp?
Let's go southeast because it's warmer there and I'm not used to this cold.
Mm-hmm. You march around like this. After a couple of hours, you certainly spot an area that looks like it is home to. Well, there's a big, like, swishing drag mark that looks like a snake, a big fat snake or something, came through here in a little bit of a sandy spot.
All right. I'd like to follow that track for as far as I can, while cautiously looking around for lizard men.
Hmm. Okay. Let's just come. Okay, so you walk through the marsh for little ways with Nixie until you see a section where there are actual like boards set up to kind of hop between some islands. It doesn't look well. I don't know. How does that strike you? You know, these are swamp-dwelling creatures, and here there's some walkways to get from one side of a particularly watery area to the other side.
This doesn't look like there are only gators here.
Mm-hmm.
There could be something else around. I proceed cautiously.
This should be like that. There we go. So you see this odd setup here. And can I get a perception check from you as you begin to cross over these waters?
18. Yeah.
Very nice. You spot in the water some sort of alligator, crocodile-like thingy. I don't know. I don't really know the difference between the two of them, so I'm just assuming the orc doesn't either. But you see it kind of floating just below the water at about this point. You can only make it out because there's like these eyes that pop up a little bit, and something like swam kind of into it and then away from it.
Ooh. I'd like to look around to see if I can see anything else.
Yeah, you know what? That's not the only one. There's another one over there somewhere. It's very slowly moving, though.
Okay. And where are we on this white grid of swamps?
You guys should be here.
Oh, that's me. Oh, where are the gators at?
Can you... the gators are here
Uh-huh.
and here.
Okay.
You should be able... There's a side thing that you can drag up and down to scroll in and out.
Oh, I'm zoomed out, but I can't see the other.
Oh.
I just see my token.
You don't... You only see a white grid?
I see a white grid and my character.
Do you see a swamp?
No, it's just a white grid.
Try refreshing your browser. Sometimes Roll20 gets a little tired.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
Oh, there's the music too.
Wonderful. So yeah, you can see two gators. One of them, the top one, is moving slowly. Very slowly.
Well, I'm going to yell and try and draw this closer gator toward me. So I'm just gonna yell at him. Ah! Hopefully he'll come toward me so we can fight him not in the water.
Yeah, just chilling.
All right. Nixie, I think, has my crossbow. Can I get that back from him?
Sure. Hands it right back to you.
Great. I'd like to shoot this gator with my crossbow.
All right, make me a roll to hit the gator.
All right. Crossbow.
That's a
Dang it.
not a very good. I think your crossbow jams or something. Like it gets stuck, and you're having to like start to fix it.
I swear in Orcish.
What does an Orcish swear sound like? Vicious.
Just like that.
As you are trying to fix your crossbow, which will take you a moment or two here, you notice that the top crocodile has disappeared. But coming out from, or stepping onto one of these boards from the other side is a humanoid lizard. It stands on 2 feet. It's got this big yellow fin coming up off the top of its head. It has a spear in one hand and a shield in the other hand.
Oh, dang.
And it has kind of stepped out from behind some foliage when you weren't looking, and now stands on the other side of the water, looking across to you by the time you get your crossbow fixed.
I wait for him to do something. I stand and I stare at him, waiting for him to make a move.
It hops into the water and slowly disappears below the surface.
All right, I'm gonna move. Why do they need the boards if they could disappear beneath the surface?
That's a good question, yeah. Why do they need those boards?
I'm gonna move back just a little bit, maybe like right here so I can get some space. Hopefully Nixie will come too.
Yeah, it's a good idea, Captain.
But I'm not going anywhere because I'm definitely invested in this battle.
Alright. Let's give Nixie an actual name and an HP bar and make it like a real person. Boom. Alright. The crocodile that you were trying to shoot at before also disappears beneath the waves, or the still water. When popping out on your side of the shore are not one, but 2 lizard folk. And then a third one pops out.
Well, I only need 2 tails.
And then a 4th one pops out on that island to the north of you.
Oh no!
And they stand, not aggressively. I mean, I don't know. It's a lizard. What does an aggressive lizard look like? They're just standing with spears and shields and looking at you.
I ask them, who among you is the leader?
One of them takes a step closer.
Why do you attack the nearby Orcish village? If you do not speak, then we shall fight. All right, I'm gonna use my crossbow.
All right, I think it's time to roll initiative and see how this goes. They see you bring up your crossbow, and they brace for the battle.
I forgot to select my person. 20. Oh, we did. Okay, good. 20.11.
Ooh. All right, Neega, you are first.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to use my crossbow then. And I'm going to... Wow. Well, I forgot to select a person.
Well, tell me who you're shooting.
Sure, I'm going to shoot this dude right here in between the trees.
Perfect. IJKLIZ lizard. You smack that one between the trees. Roll me some damage.
Okay. 7.
Ooh, that's quite good. The lizard thing is badly wounded. Because they're lizards, it's really hard to tell what they are, what their emotions are. They're just these weird lizardy thingies. And the one below charges you with a spear in hand.
Oh no!
Yeah, that one is ready for battle. Comes up and stabs at you, this little javelin spear thingy, and hits for 8 points of damage.
Ah! Ow!
Yeah. This top one comes over and stabs at Nixie with a javelin. Oops, it should be melee, not ranged. For a 6, which is a miss. The first one to step forward also circles on Nixie. Stabs with the javelin. 10 is a miss. And it's Nixie's turn. Why don't you tell me what you want Nixie to do? I'll still control the actions, but you can give orders like attack that one, or go over here, or go over there.
Sure. Attack the one that's standing on that bush.
All right. Nixie will raise his axe up and down on the lizard folk. Not a problem for a whopping 12 points of damage. Yes. The first injured lizard with the arrow in its chest disappears back into the water and just goes underneath it. And it is your turn again.
Okay. I'm going to take my maul and strike this guy. What did it say? 16? Okay.
That's good enough.
9.
You clobber him while the other two battle onto Nixie. They're oddly silent. In battle, usually there's lots of yelling and slashing and crying out loud, but these lizards are just, they don't say anything. They just kind of jab and retract and jab and step back, and they're really keeping silent. It's eerie. The one against you is going to try and stab you as well. No, that's a miss. One against Nixie is going to stab at him and hit him. For 6, Nixie is not looking too good. Nixie's actually looking very not hot right now. Very cold.
Oh, Nixie!
Nixie keeps up the great axe, which is a miss, and it is your turn.
I'm going to use my 2 attack thing. All right. First of all, I'm going to move over here beside Nixie.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my maul to attack this one.
Go for it. That'll
13.
hit.
Yeah. 13 damage.
You slay the lizard. It splatters on the ground.
All right. And then can I move to attack this guy?
Sure.
Wait. Moving over. And I'm going to hit him with my maul. Yeah, 19.
Beautiful.
10.
Badly wounded. The one that you've attacked right now just steps back and slips into the water and disappears. And the other one on the bottom side also runs back into the water and disappears.
No! Okay.
Leaving you
Well,
with
we got one tail.
one dead lizard. And the two of you alive and well.
All right. We're going to have to take a rest for him to recover his hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take that tail. I'm going to use my axe to sever it from the corpse.
It plops off fairly easy, more easily than you might have expected for such a big, thick lizard's tail. But it just whoop, comes right off.
How heavy is this tail? Can we carry it easily?
Yeah, it's like 20 pounds or so, but you're pretty strong.
Okay.
You could just toss it over your shoulder and walk around with it.
All right, then we're gonna retreat from this area and set up a camp where he can rest.
You backtrack a little bit, and I'd like you to make me a perception check while you do.
Okay. Perception. 10.
All right. You don't notice anything at all. It's fine.
All right.
The two of you are sitting and resting, and Nixie's looking at you with that tail and goes, do you really think the frost claws will be a good home for us? They seem really calm and peaceful. Did you hear that one guy just talking about the weather?
What choice do we have?
I just worry that strong warrior folks like us, when peaceful, almost cowards like them, won't get along well.
Well, the only thing we can do is find out. Unless you know where another orc village is.
I don't know anything. I fear for the future.
I think we all do.
Let's see. You've made your perception check. You did not do well. The lizard folk who is spying on you that you can't see at all. There's two of you. One of you's badly wounded. It leaves, and you don't notice until after you've rested and broken camp again. But then once you get up and start walking around again, you notice this big flat impression in the grass where something lizard folk sized has been laying very recently.
Okay, before we go, can we have more hit points?
Yes. Nixie will roll +9. And one more. All right, all the way up to full. And if you would like to roll hit dice, you can do so as well.
I do. 12. What is that? Oh, that's
Perfect.
good. Yeah, I'm full. Yes. All right. We're going to follow the trail cautiously.
You get back to that same section of swamp, but this time you don't see any crocodiles anywhere, and you don't see any lizard folk of any kind anywhere. It's just open water, murky water.
I would like to use the potion of clairvoyance.
And where would you like to see?
I would like to see the closest lizard person.
You have to give something that's
location?
apparent. Yeah. So you can say I want to look from 100 feet up, looking down, or I want to look, a mile that way, looking forward, or give some sort of direction, and then you create a viewing point from that spot.
Well, how about 50 feet ahead of us, directly down?
How far up would you like it?
25 feet.
All right, so something in the air, looking down at this area of the swamp around you.
Yeah, I'll take a drone if that's easier.
Yeah, it's very much like a drone. So you're looking from up here, and sure enough, from way up here, you do spot there is some sort of lizard-like creature, but it's not in the water. It's actually somewhere up in this tree. Yeah. Give me a perception check from this vantage point as well.
Okay. Perception.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not the only lizard folk nearby. Oh, this one had a full Reston's back at full. It's not the only one around. There is a second one perched. Where'd the tree go? Perched over here, kind of on the north side of the swampy area, way up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then, man, what a conundrum. We're gonna wait. We're gonna sit here and wait for an hour,
Right.
and we'll see if they decide to maybe come closer, or if they leave us alone, then maybe see what goes from there. What happens from there?
Yeah. So it looks like they've both seen you, because you can still keep this viewing point for up to an hour. So they've both spotted you. They're both sort of looking your direction, but like crocodiles, they're just lying in wait, patient, calm, barely moving at all, just enough to be breathing. Keeping that slow metabolism running gently.
I would like to raise my crossbow to fire on the guy in the tree.
All right. He's got a little bit of cover from the branches, but go ahead and take your shot.
Sure.
That will hit, regardless of the amount of cover it has. You ping it for 4 damage. It gets hit, and it's going to need to make an acrobatics check to stay in the tree, because it's, getting shot. Not doing too well. Nope, it falls out of the tree into the swamp. With a splash. And I think with that splash, we should roll initiative.
Okay. Dead.
There is battle music. Sending. All right, the lizard folk that fell into the water gets up, which takes half of its movement, and then it comes for you guys. It can move to about here. That's as far as it can move on its turn.
Okay.
And it is Nixie's turn. He looks at you for advice and instruction.
I direct him to attack the lizard person.
All right, it goes right for it. And brings his axe to bear with a 14, which will just barely get pushed aside by the lizard folk's shield. It is your turn, Neega.
All right, I'm gonna shoot it with a crossbow again.
Go ahead and roll a hit. Ooh, hit!
Bah, 6.
Nice. It is not doing as well as it would like to do. Whoops. God, done. There we go. Okay. The other lizard that you know is in that tree points a crooked finger at you and whispers some words, and you begin to feel that chainmail armor that you've got on you begin to warm and get really warm. It's getting uncomfortably hot, actually, and it's beginning to glow.
Gonna drink that other potion, the misty one.
All right, you can do that on your turn.
Is it my turn?
It is. Whose turn is it? It's the lizard's turn.
Okay.
He's gonna
take it was me at the top still. Okay, go.
He's gonna take a stab at Nixie, which is a hit for 6 damage. And you know what? Actually, he's gonna stand his ground. Nixie will make his counterattack, which is a 15, which hits it. For just outright cuts that lizard down the middle.
Hopefully not the tail.
No, just the torso down the middle. And it is your turn, Neega.
All right. Well, I'm gonna drink that potion.
You feel light and airy. You feel like angel food cake, and then like fog, and your body you kind of just disappear as if you're evaporating off of yourself until you are just a cloud in your area.
Sweet. Can I move?
Yeah, you can move. You can move 2 squares at a time.
All right, I'm gonna move to here.
All right. The lizard goes, and it is going to... That's not very useful for it. The lizard produces a ball of flame in its hand and hurls it at you. Not at you, at
Nixie?
At Nixie, yeah. Within 30 feet. Nixie within 30 feet? Ooh, no. So the lizard will actually drop out of the tree. Drop out of the tree, come to here. Nope. come all the way into the water and hurl a ball of flame at Nixie. D20 plus 4, which is a miss. It's Nixie's turn, and Nixie looks around and doesn't see you. And Nixie is going to make a saving throw to see if he's willing to keep on fighting without his fearlessly. Nope. Nixie's like, I don't know where. Neega! Ah! And just runs.
That's cool. I get it. Do I get to choose when I become solid again?
Yes, you can choose when you become solid at any point.
All right. Well, then I would like to do that. I'd like to be solid again, please.
Boom! Instantly, you are solid and corporeal. Your armor's not glowing anymore.
Yes. All right, then I would like to take the tail off this corpse.
That'll take a full action to whap
Let's
it.
do it.
You have a second tail now.
All right, we got 2 tails. And is that the end of my turn, I think?
You can move if you want.
All right, well then I'm gonna move over here toward Nixie.
All right. The two of you can just flee at this point. You're faster than.
I don't want to flee.
You don't want to flee, huh?
We can't leave any witnesses.
All right. Well, the shaman is going to move a little bit closer and hurl another ball of flame, this time right at you, who have reappeared. And a 13's a miss. It is Nixie's turn. Nixie sees you rematerializing with a second tail and turns and runs back to meet up to you. What? Where'd you go? Where'd you go, Captain?
Oh, Nixie. Nixie, you fool. We have to finish this last one off. Attack him.
All right.
Attack.
Nixie takes the rest of his action to get all the way up against the lizard, and it is your turn, Neega.
All right, I'm gonna drop the lizard tails over here so I'm not hampered with them in battle.
Good idea.
And then I'd like to move as far as I can. I'm not sure how far that is.
You can move 6 squares. And diagonals count as 1 as well.
All right, cool. Then like here-ish is cool.
That's fine.
Sweet. Do I still have another action because I dropped the tails?
Dropping the tails is a free action. You just let go.
Sweet. And we're gonna crossbow this guy.
Do it.
Hopefully. Boop. Ooh, never mind.
It gets stuck in the mud. The lizard is going to cast a spell at you. The lizard points to the ground in between you and Nixie, and sprouting from the ground comes weeds and vines that begin to grab at you. I need you to make me a saving throw, a strength saving throw. It should be right next to your. There you go. 10 is not enough. The plants come up and they grab at your ankles and they bind you in place. You are stuck.
Dang. I got a crossbow.
You do have a crossbow, yeah. And then immediately the lizard backs into the water. Nixie gets to make a strength save as well. And does not make it either. So you're both grappled by the ground and cannot move.
Like we can't walk? Okay. Could I use my axe to chop away at the plant?
Sure. You can use your axe to try and chop away, or you can just try and like brute force your way out, whichever one you want.
Oh wait, I still have this dagger. I'd like to use the dagger.
Didn't you give the dagger back to...
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's in my inventory. Get out of here, dagger. Yeah, I'll just use this axe and try and chop these plants up so we can escape.
Okay. Hack away.
Hack away.
Yeah, just make it a regular attack
13.
roll. That's good enough. You
Cool.
cut at the vines at your feet, but you notice as you cut them away, they begin to regrow. You've got just enough time to get out of the zone of the creeping plants before they crawl back up and grab at you again, but you're free and clear.
What about Nixie?
Nixie's stuck. And Nixie will just do the same thing on Nixie's turn, actually. Try and chop at the plants, and will definitely clear himself out. But that area between you guys is a mess.
Oh, man.
This whole zone is just like impassable right now.
Okay, but he could maybe come up around the bottom
Maybe.
and come back.
It is the lizard's turn again. Done one of those and one of those. What does that spell do? Yeah, I think instead it's just going to... Are you within 30 feet? Yeah. The lizard creates a whip of thorns in its hand and lashes at you with it, trying to strike you with this thorn whip. D20 plus 4 is a 15. Is a... No, it's just barely a miss. It lashes out around you at the last moment. You manage to twist your arm free of the thorns and they scrape against your armor, doing nothing. Nixie runs and jumps into the water and makes an attack, but is like, up to his chest in water, so he's going to be making it a disadvantage. But that is still a hit. Good job, Nixie, for 13 points of damage, cutting the creature's HP in half, basically, and it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to move over to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this landmass, and take a whack at this lizard with my maul. 23!
That'll do it.
14!
That is exactly the HP the lizard has left. You splatter its head in, and it just keels over in the water and begins to bob up and down.
I'm gonna take his tail too! I'm taking 3 tails back!
You have 3 lizard tails. All right.
All right. With our 3 lizard tails, we set off back toward the village.
Doesn't take you too long. Maybe just a couple more hours of walking before you make it back to the forest and back to your new village, the Frostclaw clan. The leader of it, Bash, looks a little surprised to see you as you return with 3 tails over your shoulder instead of just 2. You get this nod of approval. You've done well.
I know.
You surprised me.
Then you are a fool.
Perhaps I am.
It brought you tails that we might stay. Are you an orc of your word?
I am. Please.
Then
you may stay. Strong warriors like you will keep us safe.
Excellent. We should keep a watch tonight in case there are a few lizards looking for revenge.
He nods a few more times too, and I guess that's that. You guys make camp. You have houses. Well, you don't have houses yet, but you can start building houses and
got plenty of platinum.
Plenty of platinum, and Bash is happy to help you, set things up, and sort of seems to, over the next few days, kind of seems to take a step back from like a leadership role. Bash doesn't really seem like a very charismatic leader or a leader that really knows what he's doing. And you get the impression over the next few days of settling in that Bash is like leader by vote and not leader by choice. Their previous leader had died recently, and they kind of just needed somebody. And Bash was just who everyone thought would be good and has not been doing a great job. So he's kind of like, whatever. You brought back 3 lizard tails, guys. Let's just listen to the new guy.
Did he just elect me a leader?
Not really. But he's definitely just kind of being like, what we should ask Neega what she thinks before we decide. And it's kind of like trying to defer decision making to you. Seems very apathetic about being a leader.
Well, I feel apathetic about it too. I'm in this for me, not for this plan. I'm here because it's best for me.
Well, here you are now. Sort of having a leadership role thrust upon you, even though you don't want it. What are you going to do about it?
Can I get to know the other orcs and see if one of them wants to be leader?
Well, the 6 orcs that you brought with you, 5 orcs that you brought with you, definitely don't want that role. They, you know, let's see. Bertha is happy to be an advisor, but her eyesight is going. You know, she's lost most of her teeth. She's happy to talk to you, but she's just not fast enough to like physically keep up with events to be a leader. Nixie has kind of pushed himself as your personal bodyguard and right-hand man. Tusk is a little embarrassed that you had to rescue him and then he couldn't help out and feels defeated and lacks self-confidence. Greta just wants to like open a bar. That's all she wants to do with her life. Beatrix could maybe. I mean, you're clearly you brought all of your people here, but she could take the role maybe.
Well then, I make it clear to the tribe that I'm not interested in being a leader, and if they're looking for someone, then they should talk to Beatrix. Can I storm off to my shack on the outside of town, like Shrek?
Yes, you can.
That's me, I'm Shrek.
All right. You Shrek off, noticing that Nixie is following behind you, close at your heels. And leave the Frost Claws with their new leader, maybe. I don't know. It's a little complicated politically there now. Okay. Well, why don't we take a break?
Okay.
And we'll see you guys on the other side of a break with who knows what soon.